Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Google Ads for your business. In this video, we are going to talk about Google Ads for your acupuncture clinic and how to make money off of it. This video is based on a specific client of mine who happens to run an acupuncture clinic, and we've had some really amazing results so far in the first few months. So I want to talk about that. This video covers three things. Number one, how she was losing almost $10,000 cumulatively in Google Ads because either she was doing it herself or she hired an agency and they didn't know what they're doing. So I'll quickly talk about that and why she was losing money with them and what you can do to avoid it. Number two, I'll talk about what sort of results I was getting with her. And number three, I'll talk about specific tactics and strategies I was using that most agencies don't happen to use or don't know how to use them in order to get these results. By the end of this video, you'll have enough information to figure out if this is something you can do on your own, or if you're too busy running a business, you want to work with someone like myself, in which case I'll leave my links in the description below. All right, so let's get to it. So this is one of several campaigns that the client was running before she had hired me. This specific campaign was focused on acupuncture related keywords. As you can see here, she spent $3,000 on a campaign lifetime and netted 37 phone calls. So you're thinking to yourself, well, that's not too bad. That's $80 per phone call or $80 per lead. However, if you dive deeper into the dashboard, you can see that the majority of these phone calls were spam calls as indicated by the duration, 0 seconds, 0 seconds, 21 seconds, and so on and so forth. So essentially, she really didn't make any money on this particular campaign. Here's another campaign that she was running before she hired me. This one was focused on fertility related keywords. As you can see, she spent about $4,000, netted 34 phone calls, which again, cost per conversion isn't too bad for fertility because that's a really decent niche to get into. However, when you take a look at the dashboard, again, a lot of spammy calls or junk calls that didn't really go anywhere. A couple lasted 40 seconds, probably the wrong number, 0 seconds, 0 seconds, a minute, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, she wasted roughly about $7,000 trying to run these campaigns on her own and really didn't get any results. So obviously we have a very frustrated business owner who's more focused on trying to run Google Ads and trying to run her acupuncture practice. So here's what I did when I came on board. So here's one of several campaigns that we initially launched. This one was focused on generic acupuncture-related keywords such as acupuncture near me, acupuncture in XYZ city, acupuncture that does cupping, and so on and so forth. So during this first 3-month period, we spent about a little over $3,000 on actually $4,000 on a campaign, and our cost per conversion, which is the most important metric, is roughly $56. So that's $30 cheaper than what she was doing with her campaigns. And more importantly, these were real phone calls, real leads coming in. And so we're averaging roughly a $56 cost per conversion. And the conversion rate was hovering around 10%. So really good. Let's take a look at some of the keywords that we were bidding on just for transparency. Okay, so here are some of the keywords that we were bidding on: acupuncture near me, Acupuncturist, acupuncture in XYZ city. We're using both a combination of exact and phrase match. Once I feel like I can get exact and phrase match to work correctly, we'll then expand over to broad match. I know a lot of people don't like broad match because it tends to attract a lot of junk keywords. But if you have really good campaign structure and you have a very tight-knit campaign, you can actually do well with broad match as well because it's going to increase your volume of calls. There's a lot of different ways you can reduce wasted ad spend for a Google campaign. I'm just going to talk about my favorite one, which is to have a curated negative keyword list library. So having a curated negative keyword list library is afforded to a professional like myself because I've been doing it for 8 years, having competed across hundreds of different niches from acupuncture to chiro, physical therapy, home services, and so on and so forth. My agency has been able to accumulate a list of negative keyword list library that we've been able to put into our own campaigns for our clients when we first start. And by doing so from the very beginning, we can really cut down on ad spend waste. Whereas if you're trying to do Google ads on your own, or if you've never competed in XYZ niche before, you can actually accrue a lot of wasted ad spend on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis. And what that essentially means is that every single day or every single week, you're having to log into your Google Ads dashboard and trying to identify the really bad search terms that are coming up and blocking them. Now, I don't know about you, but most business owners I know would rather be running their business than trying to run and manage negative keywords for their Google Ads campaign. And so, what you see here during this 90-day rolling period for my campaign, we don't really run into a lot of bad keywords. Crossing Silver Spring is probably the worst case scenario for us, where it's just a local competitor that we can easily block out. But as you can see here from these search terms, these are really good search terms that are converting for our clients. So there's a lot of different ways you can reduce wasted ad spend. Our number one methodology is to have a curated library that we can upload to our clients' campaign from day one and save them a lot of money. Another key tool within the Google Ads dashboard that we use that a lot of people actually aren't aware of is what's referred to as the Auction Insights dashboard. And what this essentially shows is how well are your ads being shown, or how often are your ads being shown relative to your local competitors who are bidding on the same keywords. So as you can see here, our ads are getting a 32% impression share relative to local competitors who are less than 10%. That means our ads are being seen a lot more in front of our potential customers. Top of page rate means how often is your ad being seen at the very top of the page. In this case, 88% relative to the competition. And how often are our ads being seen at the very number one position, which is what's considered absolute top of page rate. In this case, we're really smashing it, 55% relative to the local competition, which is getting 18 and 31%. So these are sort of data that we'd like to show to our clients and let them know that, hey, we're actually on the right track and getting the sort of results that we should be getting for you. So I want to close out this video by talking about hidden opportunities within the Google advertising platform for acupuncture. So I have several acupuncture clients at this point, and what I've realized is that obviously acupuncture related keywords is going to be the bread and butter for your campaign. That's what's going to drive the majority of the conversions and phone calls. However, I also realized that there actually are some pretty decent opportunities outside of your bread and butter keywords. For example, fertility, neuropathy, migraines, chronic pain, naturopath, long COVID. These are all great hidden opportunities, but it's going to vary from geographic market, as well as it's highly dependent on your practice and whether you serve those types of clientele. But I wanted to give you some ideas of what could work outside of the typical bread and butter keywords. For this particular client of mine, she loves serving neuropathy clients. So we started running campaigns for neuropathy. And what we found is that even though the volume isn't as high relative to acupuncture related keywords, because there's no one else advertising or competing for those keywords, we have the entire market to ourselves. So even just getting a couple new patients a month for this client of mine for that specific niche really pays for itself, just because her lifetime value for these patients tends to be anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000. So those are pretty good margins that we're operating on. Now, if you're looking to make Google advertising work for your acupuncture clinic, we're going to leave our information down below where you can book a free consult with our agency and learn how our tactics can work for you. I'm happy to say that we actually have several clients within the acupuncture niche at this point, all across the US, and we've delivered results for them. So we'd love to share what could work for you. But before you contact us, I do want to be very transparent and let you know that if you're looking to compete in this niche on Google, the minimum ad spend is roughly $1,000 a month. For smaller markets, bigger competitive markets, you're probably looking at $1,500 a month or more. So just an FYI, we want to be transparent about that and not waste anyone's time. But again, if you're interested and you want to learn how we can help, I'll leave our information down below. Until next time, later.